Every now and then, English keeps throwing stuff at us that we don't know, that we start scratching our head thinking of. Clauses is one of them, right? But you guys don't have to worry about that. I'm gonna help you master this topic today, right? But guys, make sure that you subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell icon so that every single time I publish a video, you're able to watch it and you're able to learn the topic, right? So without wasting any time, let's get into this. A clause, all you got to understand when it comes to a clause is it's a group of words. A, B, it has both the subject and the verb. That's all you need to remember, all right? It's a group of words that has both the subject and the verb. Or you can say it has both the subject and the predicate. That is all that you need to remember. That is all you need to understand, okay? But guys, always remember, if either of the two, the subject or the verb, is missing from it, it will not remain a clause. It will become a phrase. All right? If either of the two, the subject or the verb, is missing, it will become a phrase. And if you don't know what a phrase is, that's okay. I have made a video on it. Go check out that video. Link is in description. All right? So a clause is nothing but a group of words that has both the subject and the verb. Okay? Since you've understood what is a clause, let's take some examples. I feel amazing. Is it a clause? Absolutely yes. How can I say that? Because it has the subject I and it has the verb feel. So it rightfully becomes a clause, right? That's all we need to know. That's all we got to have in a clause, the subject and the verb. And we have both of them, right? So it becomes a clause. Let's take one more example. When I help people. Is this a clause? Think about it. Is this a clause? Absolutely yes. How? Because it has the subject I. It also has the verb help. So it becomes a clause. Alright? Does it give a complete idea? That's a question. No, it doesn't give a complete idea. Alright? So we'll talk about types of clauses now. We majorly have two types of clauses. The first one is called an independent clause, which is also known as a main clause. And the second one is called a dependent clause, which is also known as a subordinate clause. We'll start with an independent clause. What is it? An independent clause, as the name suggests, is a clause which is not dependent on anything. It gives a complete idea, it gives a complete meaning, and that is why we call it an independent clause. And guys, always remember that an independent clause is a sentence. An independent clause is a sentence. Alright? Let's take some examples now. I feel amazing. You should think big. We never give up. Maya left the room. These are all independent clauses. And how can you say that? Because these all give complete ideas. These are not dependent on anything. So guys, when we talk about an independent clause, you just need to remember two things. A, they give complete ideas. They're not dependent on anything. B, they're complete sentences as well. These all are complete sentences. Alright? So since we've understood what is an independent clause, let's move to a dependent clause. A dependent clause is totally opposite to an independent clause. As the name suggests, it is a clause that depends on something. A dependent clause depends on something. What does it depend on? It depends on an independent clause. Alright? It's a clause that does not give a complete idea. It's a clause that does not make complete sense. And that is why we call it a dependent clause, because it depends on something. Alright? And guys, let me give you a hint in order to find a dependent clause. Dependent clauses start with subordinating conjunctions. Conjunctions such as if, when, where, whenever, wherever, though, even if, and many. Alright? Here's a list of subordinating conjunctions. So since we have understood what is a dependent clause, let us take some examples. When I help people. If you keep troubling her, even if we fail. Before I could say anything. Guys, these all are dependent clauses, starting with subordinating conjunctions. As we can see, when in the first example is a subordinating conjunction, if in the second example is a subordinating conjunction, even if in the third example is a subordinating conjunction, and before in the last one is also a subordinating conjunction. Guys, look at these examples and tell me if they make complete sense. They don't, right? They don't. They can't. Independent clauses can't make complete sense. Okay, let us look at example number 1. When I help people. You know, when you look at this example, when I help people, it makes you think about a condition, right? When I help people, what happens after that? You want to know what happens when I help people, right? So it gives you an incomplete thought. In order to get a complete meaning, in order to get a complete idea out of this, we need help of an independent clause. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna merge an independent clause with it. All right, I'm gonna take the first example of the independent clause. I feel amazing. When I help people, I feel amazing. Or I can simply put I feel amazing before when I help people, right? I feel amazing when I help people. Or I can take a different independent clause as well. When I help people, I smile. When I help people, I feel great. When I help people, I feel amazing, right? So that's how I can make sense. That's how this whole example can make sense using an independent clause. Let's look at example number 2. If you keep troubling her, again it sounds as a condition. If you keep troubling her, what happens, right? So again we need to merge an independent clause here. If you keep troubling her, she will leave you. If you keep troubling her, she will slap you, right? So we just need to have an independent clause here, right? That's all you gotta do. Bring an independent clause here and the example will start making sense. If you keep troubling her, she will leave you. She will slap you, all right? Let's look at example number 3. Even if we fail. Even if we fail. Yeah, it's a condition, right? What you do if you fail. Even if we fail, you never give up. Even if we fail, we never give up. Even if we fail, we keep trying, right? So that's how we get a complete sense out of this example. Let us look at example number 4, guys. Before I could say anything. Now you guys tell me how to get a complete idea out of this example. Obviously, you know that you need to bring an independent clause here in order to get a complete idea. I'll leave that on you. Take your time, make a complete sentence using this dependent clause, right? Alright guys, I hope you guys answered it correctly. I will look forward to your answers in the comment section below. Now let's do it together. Before I could say anything, Maya left the room. Before I could say anything, Maya left the room. So guys, that's how we get a complete sense out of our dependent clause, right? Because it cannot stand alone. So we need to merge an independent clause with it. Alright guys, that's about the video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope you learned something new. I hope you're feeling very confident about this topic. And I hope we successfully kicked this ass. If we did, hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and do not forget to press the bell icon, because every single time I come up with a video, you will get notified if you hit the bell icon, right? So don't forget to do it. And share this video with your friends and family members and let them also learn this topic. And I'll see you in the next vid. Till then, keep learning, have fun. Ashish is out.